My name is Elijah Ojika. I am doing a presentation of the research I did of an analysis of sports journalist career. What I will be talking about today in this presentation is an examination of a career as a sports journalist. This PowerPoint will highlight the work and past activities involved, the college courses and major, the physical demands of this career, required knowledge, wages and salaries, and employment outlook. We're going to take an in-depth look at the career of a sports journalist throughout this PowerPoint. To start are the work activities and work past activities that are required of a sports journalist. There are four main criteria when you're looking into journalism duties. First is the editorial meetings, which are just where sports reporters and writers meet with their sports editors to discuss assignments, due dates, and publishing schedules. Depending on how often you guys print and print with your publication, you can meet daily or weekly. Next is the production. Sports journalists often perform extensive research, conduct interviews, and attend events such as covering games, tournaments, and press conferences. After that, they prepare for their presentations, and this is where they meet with the editors and producers to make sure everything is going smoothly and well. They create scripts and broadcasts for all the required information. And lastly is the publication. TV, radio, and broadcasts read, prepare scripts, or provide on-the-spot commentary, news, or play-by-play live. Directors ensure the broadcast runs smoothly. Editors also ensure the quality of all content and work with designers to present the material in the final print. These are just more of the main activities that journalists do, but then when you look at sports journalists, it's a little more in depth and more towards the sports side. Next, we look at the education required in this career. Education, a bachelor's degree in journalism or communication is usually preferred by the employers. In some cases, you can specialize in sports communication as part of the journalism undergraduate degree. Usually, you can minor in sports journalism, but then if you do, you have to have like some type of internship, where that includes blogging, writing for a high school sports team, or just job shadowing someone that's already a journalist. Then if you do get your degree, the master's level in journalism degree, it's just more extensive research and just looking more specifically in areas of research, business, public affairs, or other things related directly to the sports industries. With education, then we'll look at the classes and courses that you might have to take to become sports journalists. These are the few courses that may be required by different institutions. Introduction to sports industry, sports media, sports reporting, writing, broadcasting, producing and hosting sports shows, sports information offices, technical journalism skills, and play-by-play and announcing. With all these classes, you will learn skills in reporting, writing, broadcasting, editing, and communication, public relations. And with that, you will learn all the media, how to use these skills within the newspaper, magazines, radio, and online media. Other required courses may include also advertising, public relations, and any other classes related to sports. Again, like I said earlier, and then again within the internship, you becoming a blog or just working with someone to job shadow them to understand, so you'll be ready for the real opportunities that come and the challenges that come with being a sports journalist. You can experience that with your internship. Then looking at the physical demand of a sports journalist. The three that were most common according to the labor various statistics is that communication skills is very important. You got to, as a writer speaker, you got to communicate clearly with your audience. You have to know what you're saying and you understand. Your audience has to understand what you're saying. With that, then being actively listening, again, then two comes in play when you come and interview different athletes, teams, coaches. You want to basically say the information from their point of view. You don't want to make things up that they didn't say. It can have a lot of problems. You want to give your view attention to what they're saying, ask questions when it's appropriate, and not interrupt your interviewee at any time during the interview. You want to present the information you gather in the eye of the interviewer. Then lastly, I think this is really important, is time management. I think it's crucial that you manage your time in this profession, just because it's a fast-paced career. The with sports happen all the time. I think you need to really manage how you find out your work and do your research and make sure you have time because people usually want to know the information of sports as soon as it happens, so you want to be on top of that. Then the working conditions environment. Usually sports writers will work full-time, on a full-time basis, so you never really see them in the office. They're usually out in the field. Since it's so fast-paced, they need to constantly meet deadlines, travel to be at different places or locations for events, and meet with other people just to get their information from them. Newspapers, journalists strive to be the first reporter to publish a new story or subject, so that's working with a full-time basis. So then they're usually out in the field conducting interviews, looking for stories. So a lot of sports journalists are in reporters spend little to no time in their office. Now with working in this profession, you might have to work longer hours. Just mainly to extend your nights and weekends when sports are happening. And then again, when there's breaking news, you never know when news can break out in sports. So you always have to be prepared for that. Then required knowledge, I think, just two things when you want to pursue this career is you have to have passion and love. Why would you spend all this time out of the office trying to meet with people, set up schedules? If you don't have passion or love for something to do, I think you need to have that passion and love. Otherwise, it just won't be the right route for you to go. With that, you got to focus on interviewing and profiling athletes. While other sports journalists focus on the game, the tournament, and the highlights and the results. So there's two different kind of aspects to look at the journalism career. Then this makes a connection with the reader and the author, efficiently stringing expressions together to create a text and taking the reader back to critical moments in the game. You got to connect to your audience that sees what it's saying, and you need to write something that they can remember, the significant parts that happened in that game. If you connect with your audience, I think that it will give you more success and more exposure. The income, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, says that the bottom 10% of people in this career were about 20,000, and then the top 10% earned about 77,000. While in the middle of that, or the average is about 44,000 for this career. There's a wide range of opportunities in independent work as well. There's such a big number of how much you can make within this career. Since it's becoming writing is becoming an increasingly competitive field due to the growing use of the internet. You have to be able to set yourself aside with the way you write and the way you point your views out and get recognition. The more you can do that, the better your income will be. Then lastly, we'll look at the outlook. Well, this career is projected to decline 13% from 2012 to 2022, and this is just because of the decline in advertising and radio and newspapers that is negatively impacting employment. And the main reason because of this is because of how the media has changed. Everything now is online, you can find. Even though with the decline, there is still hope because they are now looking for increasing demand for people to do newscasts and newscasts online, where you can record those shows and follow them too. In conclusion, I think a career in sports will not only be rewarding, but also be a career with a bright future, get a positive outlook and passion for your career.
All right.